Good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone's having a great morning and a great trading session so far. We are just getting out of some high impact news. Oh, I can't concentrate with music playing in my ears. We just got out of some high impact news. Um, yeah, let's see. I can start trading again now, which is good. So, it's this to push up a little bit more in order for me to be able to get in. I only took one trade this morning. It was a break even. It actually was not a trade I was supposed to be in, and I realized it late, or I realized it right away. It was one of those trades where like it was kind of teetering the line of what I wanted, so I just did what I said I was gonna start doing and just get in the trade and break even. But ooh, it almost didn't break even, and I would have been mad to see how. But we ended up getting the break even, so I really don't know what I'm looking for in this particular trade yet. So we'll sit out of that. But yeah, I think there was only why is that like that? I think there was only two trades this morning. This one took profit before I could get in. And then this one I didn't realize was far enough away from the zone where I didn't realize it was like 17 ticks, 16, 17 ticks away. I could have taken that. I thought it was a lot closer than it was. And it was a full win too. Um, and that was really it. I mean, we had the 8:45 medium impact news, so that affected it. Because I started 8:35, had to stop at 8:40, and then once I restarted at 8:47, I had to stop at 8:53 for the 9 o'clock high impact news. So, good morning, trenches. Amelia, you be having everybody on, child. Good morning. Happy no jury duty day. Exactly. This is what my second week not having to go to jury. Now, technically, we would have been off this week for Thanksgiving, but when my last week there, what was that, 2 weeks ago, she was like, oh yeah, just so you guys know, because of the number of cases we still have left, we might have to call you guys in on Monday, um, the Monday of Thanksgiving week that you're supposed to be off. I was like, oh, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. But yeah, now every Wednesday is Happy No Jury Duty Day. Yes. Oh yeah, yeah. And I'm loving it. I literally stopped right before it started getting a little too cold outside for my pleasure. All right, let's see. So yesterday, there really was not. I thought when I journaled all the trades for the session that I would have a bunch that I just missed, but genuinely there just really was not very much yesterday. I forgot FOMC was yesterday too, which kind of makes sense. FOMC earlier in the week, the holiday week, kind of makes sense. So, but that actually made me happy that I didn't miss a bunch of stuff. One of the things that I have been doing on news days like this is making sure that I'm still journaling trades up until like 1 minute before news, just because I've been stopping before like 5 minutes before medium, 7 minutes before high impact news for years. That's just based on the way I was trading previously. That's what made the most sense. But I don't know if I still need to do that now that I'm having like this combination strategy. So I have been making sure that I document all the way up until then. And then what I do in my journal is if it's within the time span before news that I typically would not trade, when I write the trade out and I write the time, I put like brackets around it just so that for ease of finding it very quickly and distinguishing without having to look at the other page and looking at, the news for the day. Um, it's very easy for me to just see, oh, okay, this was right before news. So thus far, I still feel like I need to keep it the same way, but we'll see. We'll see. Good morning, Janelle. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, all the news today is very annoying. Then we still have crude oil, which doesn't really affect very much, but it's still got to stop early and restart. So hopefully we can get something going. I haven't even looked at a time-based chart today yet. Guess it wasn't that bad. I mean, we had the initial push down after the open, but basically I don't start trading until this candle. So, but I mean, there was news in here, so what? I'm pretty sure that's the, yeah. See, this is the candle right before, 5 minutes before it closed, 5 minutes before the high impact news, which I was already done trading. So let's just see what we end up getting after. Oh. Yeah, I'm starting to miss my mommy and my granny. I told my mom yesterday, I said, I keep having to call you because I'm just so used to like going to the office while you working, going to the family room while granny in there watching TV and just, you know, chit-chatting it up a little bit, going back to what I'm doing and then coming out again, going saying a little something and going back. I said, so if I call you too many times a day, get over it, because that's how many times I usually come bother y'all per day. But I miss my mommy and my granny. I do. I'm gonna have to call them later on this evening because my granny gonna have to walk me through this dressing, y'all. My granny's dressing is some of the only dressing that I can like devour. Okay, other people's dress, I've had a couple of people's dressing where I'm like, okay, this is not bad. But my granny's. So she cooked over here last year, and I'm pretty sure we recorded it, but I don't remember. I have a bunch of different cameras, so I don't remember what camera I used. I'm gonna have to find out which one. I wrote down the ingredients and stuff. Well, I wrote down some of it, and then my mom wrote the rest. And my mama forgot certain parts. So when I got my granny yesterday, I was like, okay, so what do I? Am I cooking this first, then this, and then we put it together? So she's like, so when you cook the cornbread, you do this and do that, and then not the cornbread, the dressing. Then you want to put a small thing of cornbread. I said, girl, wait, where the cornbread come from? Then she talking about toasting white bread, and I said, wait. That's not on the docket. And she didn't even do that last year because we don't even eat white bread. Well, I eat keto bread anyway, but I don't even eat white bread, so I know she didn't do that last year. But either way, I said, Granny, she didn't do a good job of making sure she wrote everything down because, honey, where did all this come from? I ain't like that. So I'm gonna start cooking this evening. I think I'm gonna go to my best friend's house to see her new baby later on today. I don't know. We're gonna see. We'll see. But that's the plan. Having someone to talk to during the day. Yes. And like it used to not really bother me, honestly. Like I'm a loner naturally. Like listen, it is nice to not hear a TV going from like 9 a.m. to midnight. Amazing. To not hear tablets going and phones. Listen, the sheer quietness in the house is amazing. Okay, it's amazing. But I'm just so used to bothering them, so I just feel like I still gotta bother them. But I'm like somebody, I don't really get lonely because I'm a loner naturally. Well, I think it has to do with my upbringing though too. But over time, it just became my personality. I'm just a natural loner. Like if I'm living by myself, I don't need to call people just for camaraderie. Like I'm cool, honestly. But because I'm just used to talking to them and bothering them throughout the day, now I just feel like, where's my mommy and granny? I want them to come home. I was looking at a flight Friday. It was 7 in the watt today. The flight, when is the flight, Trenches? It took a little getting used to since I'm alone during the day now. Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's Thanksgiving week, so they definitely gonna go up on the price. You might have to wait until after, probably after Saturday. But when is the flight? I'm so sad. Come on, market. Let's do something here. I am doubling contracts on the Top Step account that renews next Wednesday. Because technically between today, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, there's just 4 days, so. And let me see. If I wanted to get back to full drawdown, I think I have to earn like maybe $900 in that time span. Something like that. Something like that. Oh, and it just changed like that. Oh, interesting. That zigzag changing already is like, Oh, I'm in late. That's not good. I'm gonna break even at the, if it even lets me. I'm gonna break even at the session low. Oh, actually, I'm not. Maybe I should have. It's not in my rules to do it. I'm still trying to work out kind of this particular rule set. I am gonna break even now though, because I am in a little late, and that would be the natural break even. All right, perfect. Whenever I see the number 18 on the swings pop up, then I know it's time for me to break even. So even though I was in a little late, I would have actually taken profit naturally anyway. So great trade. Even though I was just a little late. Right? Yeah. So I would have, even if I was in on time, this is the where my stop loss will move to break even, and you can see once we hit that level, it just continued to drop. So I'll take it. Here's where our question. I don't know if I'm gonna take the divergence plays off the session highs and lows yet, though. Well, now it's invalidated, so it doesn't matter. Or do I? Do I do it or not? All right, well, that one's invalidated. Doesn't matter. 57. Almost was what I was looking for, but not quite. The delta was positive in that bar, so I couldn't get into it. Couldn't get into it. All right, let me go back. Sorry, guys. March 23rd. Oh, that's, yeah, just wait till after Saturday, because that's interesting. I thought the flight was like soon, because usually as long as you're at least, what, 6 weeks out, you could typically get decent prices depending on where you're going. So yeah, just wait until after the holidays. Should go back down. Cyber sale, trade day does tomorrow. Trade day crashed out. All top step VAs requesting account cancellation after market. Ooh, not the F top step. Janelle, energy. Yes. So what do you have left? Just Elite Trader funding, I think, right? I know you did the same already with Apex, but I can't remember. I don't think I remember reading you or seeing you say that you did it with Elite yet. Is this level weak? It's not. Oh, that's what I need to do. See how much. I feel like on this account that renews on Wednesday, I think I immediately went negative in it, so I think the drawdown is still at 48,000. Yeah, it is. So as long as I can get back to a $50,000 balance, then we're good. So I'm missing about a little under $700. So I'm trying to focus and just take all the trades I'm pretty confident in. I'm actually kind of mad earlier I didn't pay attention to how far away we were from the break-even zone. I don't know. That's why I would actually love if I don't know if you guys, well, I know Janelle and Amelia, I know you guys watch Nutty Bar, but one of the chart traders that he has from Affordable Indicators, I love the strategy planning part of his, where if he hovers over the button in his chart trader, it like paints on the screen what, you know, where the TP and the stop loss would be. If I don't really need that most times. But I just honestly, I have to do a better job of kind of guesstimating where certain levels are and like how far away they are. But it would be nice to be able to just hover over my, and I don't know if it works with the close bar chart trader or not, like if I'm using that particular button, I'm not quite sure. But it would be so nice if I was able to do that too. Let's see if we can push through there. Right. All right, that was just, oh, why is that so far down? That was just divergence at the major half trend level. This one wasn't valid. I wanted to take it, but the delta was positive. And we're going for a sale, so we can't do that. And then it just kind of set back up. So I really just was looking for the delta of this bar to be more than this one. This one was like 2. So I pretty much knew as long as the delta would be negative, which it was negative 57. So we got the push down. All right, we do have crude oil coming in 8 minutes. So I'll be stopping at 9.25 for crude oil. And when I do, I'm going to go get me some water. All right, let me see. Yes, thank you, Sam. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I'm trying to make sure that I concentrate, not miss too many trades and things like that. Yesterday, honestly, I'm not bothered about Monday being a break-even day. I think the loss that I had was from a setup where I didn't realize I didn't have very many other examples. And then Tuesday, I was only negative because out of my 3 trades, 2 of them were, again, trades that I didn't have very many examples of. So when I'm losing trades like that, I'm not bothered. I get more bothered by sitting out of trades that we have enough examples of. So take the damn trade. Yeah. Let me see. Elite Trader approved my payout. They next on the chopping block. Period. Period. Your profit just screwed over a bunch of retroactive rules. Oh, no, no, no. No rules doesn't work. Yeah, you know, I want to look into, I'm going to make sure I pay attention or go watch Nutty's video, because UProfit has been around for a while. But when you've been around for a while, I told you guys, UProfit was one of the first prop firms I ever heard of years ago. When you've been around for so long, but you've kind of like flown under the radar, it's easy for you to keep very little rules. I don't know what their rules were, but it seems like they probably didn't have very many. I'm not sure. But once you start to gain popularity, and at this point, a lot of prop firms are gaining popularity, but with traders that are already profitable. So you have to have things in place to make sure that you aren't paying out too much. It just is what it is. It's the reality, right? And I think right now that's the problem. So it's like, if I was a prop firm and I just got this huge gush of traders coming in, I'd be scared. Because most people who are trying all these different prop firms, they are already profitable. The people who are not profitable, like myself, I'm sticking to what I already have, what I already know. I'm not spending extra money in places when I'm just focused on getting to payouts with what I already have. Now, obviously, once I get to a certain level of profitability, I probably wouldn't mind picking up a couple of other accounts elsewhere. I'm not going to be a prop whore though, because my only goal is to fund my personal account. That's why, even though I only have $130 some in there, you know, I took my first trade on Monday, got out, you know, and took it out of my trade copier. Now, you guys, once I am more consistent with the green days, I am going to be trading that personal account every single day. I'm going to have a loss limit. I'm not going to have a profit goal, but I will have a loss limit, and I'm going to build that account up, and you guys are going to be able to see it live. And, you know, as I'm getting payouts and putting a certain percentage in my personal account, you guys are going to be able to see that too. Like, I'm very serious about going back to my live account. All right, I have to stop now for the medium impact news, but yeah, Nutty got 8K. I said, get your money and get out. Oh yeah, some rules get confusing with the constant changes. Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons why I have no desire to have a bunch of accounts at a bunch of different places, because I don't want to have to keep up with who has this consistency rule, who has this, who has that. Now, again, besides Top Step, because most other companies do have some kind of consistency rule, more than likely for me, I would just have a daily profit target on all other prop firms that I use, because then I won't have to really worry about a consistency rule, right? I don't have to worry about the drawdown rule of Apex and, you know, risk to reward ratios and things like that. So I feel like I would be safe, primarily because I do trade a 1-to-1. I don't really have to worry about very much. I'm also going to have a daily loss limit that I impose on myself, and we'll just kind of go from there. But aside from the 2 I already have, really, I'm not interested in any other prop firm except maybe my funded futures. But you guys know I don't align with their micro scalping rules. So that part kind of sucks. Like, let's see, my first trade this morning, well, that's the one I broke even out of. The next trade that I won, oh, I was actually in that one for about 47 seconds. And then the next trade, I was in for 12 seconds. So as long as as long as I can meet their micro scalping rule, which I just feel like I'm not going to, it's the number of seconds that would be the problem for me. Or it could be something where maybe with my funded futures, I would not start trading those accounts until after 9 o'clock, because a lot of my trades that are sub 15 seconds, sub 10 seconds are usually in the first 30 minutes of the session, because the volatility and the volume is a lot higher. So maybe if I start trading my funded futures after 9 o'clock, then I can kind of like get around that a little bit. Because that's nothing but me, you know, hey, at 9 o'clock going into my trade copier and adding my funded futures accounts. So that could be an option too, if that is something that I decide to do. I don't know, but kind of seeing what they did in the Forex space, that's one of the reasons why I was like, I don't think I would ever become a customer of theirs, just because of how they did people in the Forex space. Yeah. And this was like before the whole MT4 thing and, you know, all that other stuff. They just, I don't like how they were purposely trying to sabotage some of their successful traders, basically. That's the reason why I won't go live, because they're liar. Their goal is not profitable trader. Yeah. I mean, hold on. Let me go get some more water real quick, and yeah, let's talk about it. All right, so this is the thing. If a prop firm had a path to live from the beginning, now not talking about some of these companies that's obviously been around for a super long time, right? A good prop firm really should be looking for profitable traders, right? Because if I can, when you are in sim, even if you get to the point of, hey, we take a 10%, you know, we take 10% of your payout, they're really not taking 10%. They're just saving 10% on the books. Since I don't have to pay you $5,000, I only have to pay you $4,500. The real money really should be coming out of you pushing people to live at some point, so that the 10% is real. So that when you do withdraw $5,000 from their live account, 500 real dollars go into your bank account, and then the 4,500 goes to the trader. The biggest problem is people not having the clear path to live, number one. Number two, and Matt even talked about this, he made a Twitter post, I think it was over the weekend, I'm not sure, but I know in his recap yesterday he was talking about this, how there's really no incentive to going live with a prop firm if you know how to trade well, and if you trade with a prop firm where you are able to withdraw enough money out of sim to fund your own live account, there's really no incentive. And he even talked about how, like, some people see going live with a prop firm as like this badge of honor. And I mean, I guess I get it to a certain extent. I personally wouldn't see it as a badge of honor, because shit, I traded my own personal account for years before I even knew what a prop firm was. So yeah, I feel like if you are using prop firms to fund your own personal account, by the time you're called to live, unless you have, because some of these companies do call you to live fairly quickly. And if you're not like, if you get called to live and you're not at the point of being ready to trade your personal account, or feeling like, hey, I need more money in my personal account for me to feel comfortable, yeah, why not trade live? But see, this is the thing. Some of these people who have so many accounts at so many different prop firms, it's like, do you plan to trade live with all of them? What if you're called live by all of them? Are you going to actually do that? Because for me, it doesn't make sense for me to pay professional data fees at 5 different prop firms. I'm not doing that. I pay $4 a month for the data that I need for the NASDAQ. I'm not paying all of that. Now, some prop firms take care of the cost for you. Like I remember on one of John's long ass videos, he did say that they take care of the professional data fees. So guess what? If I was ever called to live for Apex and I was not ready to trade my personal account, I wanted to build it up a little bit more, I wouldn't be bothered trading with them, giving them, 10%. And then eventually, guess what? I'm gonna get the hell on. Eventually. But I also think that there are so many people in the future space who have never traded a personal account, and they don't realize the tax benefits that they're losing out of by not trading a personal account with the same amount of money. Yes, you lose some of the leverage because based on some of the like live account stipulations that I've seen from people, based on their balances, that they're getting way too many contracts up front, a certain number of contracts that they wouldn't really be able to trade in a live account like that based on margin requirements. But yeah, when people talk about the benefits of going live, I'm like, what are you talking about? Daily withdrawals? You do understand that you can have daily withdrawals in a personal account, right? I don't know. The goal was profitable traders to be like traditional props. Do you trade for months, make a certain amount, meet certain goals, and then get funded live with prop? Exactly, Trenches. I agree. I absolutely agree. I agree. And let me tell y'all another thing that I loved when he made this statement. So the statement of how they need to push people to live because it's not profitable to keep people in sim funded for so long and stuff like that. Matt made a good point. He said a lot of prop firms, when they kind of first came about years ago, it really was kind of a more straight to funded of what you kind of see coming around like now. You got funded, you did a little bit in sim, and then they kind of pushed you to live fairly quickly. He said when they started keeping people in sim funded for a lot longer, that's when they was making all their money. Let's be real here. That's where they made so much money. So, and if keeping people in sim funded was not profitable for the company, even though we all know so many people are not profitable, like in trading period, we don't even have to talk about in props, y'all wouldn't have been able to survive all this time. Look at Nutty's last Apex payout video. He's been tracking the payouts since, I think, what is it, September of last year, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure, but he's over a year of data, and you can see constant growth. At any point in time, if keeping people in sim funded for so long was not profitable, they would have been changed rules a long time ago. They would have been taking people to live a lot quicker a long time ago. So it's not true for you to say that keeping people in sim funded for so much longer is not profitable, because that's not true. We can see that based off the data. You would have been stopped. So it doesn't make sense. You can't say that. But it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. Stop the coaching and just let them keep failing evals. Yeah. Evals a few times because I made too much and assuming I had room for drawdown. Yeah. And that's the other thing. Like, even and maybe this is kind of why some people like straight to funded. For me, I a lot of straight to funded companies, the price of it is more than like the traditional eval plus PA fee, right? So for me, I'm like, why do I want to do that? That doesn't make sense at all. I could just stick to what I'm doing instead, and that makes a lot more sense to me. It does. But everybody's different. Sim funded is probably nothing I would ever do. Even if I'm consistent, because I don't have a problem with the eval process. I don't have a problem with it. Especially knowing that, like, hey, once I got the strategy 100%, I'm confident in it, and over time it's showing me, you know, edge regardless of market conditions and stuff like that. If I wanted to start a new eval, guess what? I could just start a new eval and not trade one contract at a time. Trade 5, trade 2, trade 3, whatever, and just get it done, right? I would never care about getting it done in one day. Hell, as long as I get it done in the first 30 days before the renewal, that's all that would honestly matter to me personally. But that's just me. 29. All right, that pushed up too far. Got Moana 2 on the agenda later. Ooh, tell me how it is. Tell me how it is. I use props as leverage to practice trading to move forward. Absolutely. Where Applejacks? Oh, good morning, Applejacks. Here for the last 5 minutes of the Girl, we is finna go into a holiday happy, smiling, and not rolling our eyes. I didn't see your message in between Sans messages. Put me in game last week with the Top Step info. Oh yeah, I love Top Step. I'm not gonna lie. I do. Good morning, Applejacks. Good morning. Good morning. Not the last 5 minutes, honey. It's 20. 25. I did not want that to be a double bottom. But yeah, Janelle, I totally agree. I even like, so for me, my main goal with starting to trade props was really just to fund my personal account, right? With more money than I was willing to take out of my savings to do it. That's it. And I felt like initially when I started trading with props, I wasn't scalping. I wasn't. So I was trying to make sure that the way, because, you know, obviously people are like, you can just trade a sim account. Well, it depends. Because if your goal is to use props in order to fund your personal account, well, then you should be trading at least with one eval, right? Just to make sure that whatever way that you trade works with their rules, right? So that was my main goal at first. And then I realized like, oh, well, I want to scalp. So then it really just kind of didn't matter at that point as far as like making sure that the way that I trade, you know, works with the props rules. And at that point, it was just like, well, I might as well just keep my accounts at this point. To which I did. Now it's just, I just want to get the payout. I have a certain goal of putting into my savings, certain goal of where I want my personal account to be. And that's really just it. But I still, just knowing and understanding that most people don't have the extra capital to just put into an account. That is why I am a proponent of prop firms. I don't think trading prop firms is a problem at all. I don't. Now being a complete degen and basically treating it like gambling, okay, well that's a little bit different. But if you're not doing that, I don't really see the problem. I don't. Let's see, it's 942, 25. It's too much delta here. And then we have the previous low right there, but there was too much delta in that bar. I wanted it to be less than 25 and it was 39. I wasn't really worried about the lower low being here in the middle of the two higher highs. I can do that when there's divergence going in the same direction of the overall trend. So I wasn't worried about that at all, but delta just became too much. That's all. Good morning, True. How are you this morning? Good morning. Good morning. I opted for sleep over trade in London. Bad idea. Why was it a bad idea? Was London nice today? Chick-fil-A yesterday, and now I have a great. What do you get from Chick-fil-A? I wanted to take that, but I couldn't, unfortunately. Only because this bar right here rotated on the sell pressure line, and then the entry bar did as well. Anytime it rotates over it, rotate meaning the entry bar and the previous bar both closed on it, I can't take it, unfortunately. 75. Oh damn, I think I kind of missed this one. Yeah, I did. Whoops. Whoopsies. Let me see. And I probably would have got filled. I probably would have gotten filled. I wasn't paying attention. If there was like 15 volume in the pullback, but it only pulled back like maybe 3 ticks and then pushed. We're like 2 pound. I'm wanting the delta to stop changing back and forth. It's going positive, negative, positive, negative. All right. Break even, please. Thank you. I had to break even. The delta was positive, which it can't be in that particular trade since we were going for a sell. But I did what I was supposed to do. I got in. It was just going back and forth, and we break even when we see that it's not right. All right, that pushed down too far. I'll show you. So it was, god dang it. Oh, duh, that's why. Hold on. It was here. You could see the delta ended up being positive. I just wanted it to be a negative number and it to be less than 35. But it had other plans. It had other plans. We got 15 minutes left. Hold on. What's that? 30. There's gonna be too much there. All right. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving as well, True. Chicken nuggets sound so good. I haven't had it in years. Waffle fries and chicken nuggets. Yeah, that used to be my favorite, but since I can't eat chicken now, I just go for a large fry and a large lemonade with no ice. But I haven't had it in so long. Started with a small personal account as well, then found out about props and quickly knew trading props would not be a long term. Exactly. I don't know why anybody sees it as a long term way of making money. Like, come on. Right, that's really good too. That's about the amount of money I've made with them though. Why are you surprised? Why are you surprised? I mean, if you have edge, you have edge, right? Whether it's personal account or sim. I guess the only thing for me, like, I would be more so surprised with certain companies that allow you to stay in the sim funded for so long. I'm still surprised at how many companies do that. But if you're a good trader, baby, you're gonna be a good trader, personal or prop. Period. I heard True can cook. I'm going to True's house tomorrow. I'm weak. He takes a lot of vacays. The ticket's $30 to see it. And that 4D shit. And she gonna want the biggest popcorn and slushy. I told little folks I bet not see it be on this nigga. Oh, you better leave her alone. I'm weak. Oh, $30. That's a lot for a ticket. But you cannot beat the 4D experience though. Cause isn't the 4D when like the seats be moving and if it's like water is sprayed on you, that's 4D, right? Or no? I can't remember. I'm weak. Thought I could pay like a dub to watch it on Disney Plus. She said, ain't no Disney Plus, Dad. I want to go see it. I don't want to be on this couch. Oh, man. 57.94. I still don't have a rule set for this, but I do know I don't like it to be inside of the change zone, which it is, so that's why I didn't take it. But yeah, let me know how it is so I can tell my cousin to take my niece because I ain't doing it. Y'all, my niece was on FaceTime with me the other day. I didn't show y'all the picture. She was on FaceTime with me the other day. She called me to show me her tooth, and then her tooth that she lost, and then she wanted to do her makeup for me, which she did. I was on the phone with them for probably like 30 minutes or something. Yeah. So at first she had the phone in her hand, and she's like, "Titi, do you see the glitter? Do you see the glitter?" I was like, "Yeah, girl. Now put the phone down and do the rest of your makeup." I'm like, "Remember, mommy said you can't do black eyeshadow because it's almost bedtime and it's gonna be hard to wipe off." Okay. She was like, "This one's black," and I'm like, "Yeah, so don't use that." Okay. Baby, she had her little lip gloss popping, everything, honey. And my granny's like, "You really gonna sit there and watch her do her makeup?" Yes, I am. Because if my baby called me, listen, I love when my babies call me. They can sit me on the floor and just play with their toys. I don't care. Because I love the fact that they admire me enough and love me enough to want to talk to me when they're not, around me. I love it. I told y'all the one time I was FaceTiming them, they was having a pillow fight on the bed, her and her older brother. And I ended up hanging up. I'm like, "Oh, I ain't paying attention." Baby, she called me back so damn fast. "TT, did you hang up on us?" I was like, "Yeah. We weren't done with you. We have more to show you." I'm like, "Okay." Oh yeah, baby. She's in her little play makeup. Yes. Yeah, the seat move. Okay, yeah. Trenches, that's worth it. But he says he uses his prop firm money to pay Disney. I'm weak. I'm weak. Yeah, she is such a girly girl, glitz and glamour. She loves doing her hair or telling her mama how she wants her hair done. She loves picking out her own clothes. Like, she is that girl, okay? And I tell her all the time, you are so opposite of TT. I was such a tomboy, like basketball shorts, wife beater, t-shirt, sweats. Even to this day, I don't really wear makeup. Sometimes, well, first of all, I still wear my mask out in public. So there's really no need to wear makeup anyway, because it's going to all be under a mask. But the most I might do is sometimes I might draw my eyebrows on a little bit because my hair is a little sparse there. I'll put concealer right here where my glasses have given me bruises. And that's really about it. From time to time, you might see a little bit of mascara on me. But that's very rare. It has to be like a special occasion, like a wedding, or I'm going out somewhere or whatever. Like if I'm just going to the store, baby, I'm just not that girl. But she will put on makeup every day if you let her. Mm-hmm. Denise says, yes, I hung up on them. Girl, they wasn't doing that. 0-3 today. No, Applejacks. Regroup. Like Janelle said, back it up. Okay. What is going on? Okay, wait. First question, are you following your rules? Because that's important. Are you following your rules? All right. Market basically started chopping up about almost 5 minutes ago. Once we broke here and kind of went back in, we'll see if I get another trade. Probably won't, but we'll see. We will see. Okay, you followed your rules. Then it's only two things. Identify what about the market today didn't work so well for your rules, or figure out if there's any adjustments that you need to make. Or if you have a certain edge, no matter what, then this is just one of those days where it just doesn't work out. But as long as you're doing, like, I just feel like as long as you're doing your due diligence of having proper risk management, journaling, always being in the mindset of is there anything that I can do to make this better? Because I just feel like we should never be complacent. I mean, think about Janelle, right? Janelle was already doing really well. And I said something about order flow. This was what, back in, I don't know, when did I say something about order flow? Maybe July or something, when I first started looking into order flow. Told y'all some videos. I'm like, hey, you got to change what you're doing. But it does, like, based on how Umar is explaining stuff, it could possibly be something that could help all of us, right? She was already doing well, but she found out that incorporating order flow can help her even more. So, but if you know you have a certain edge, like, okay, good example, Nutty Bar. Nutty has started using this 3-minute opening range trade, right? He said that he back tested it for 6 months, like a 6-month back test, just looking through stuff. And that's how he determined what his stop loss would be, what his take profit targets were. After a certain number of bars, he takes out a certain number of contracts. At another certain number of bars, he just completely gets out. Even though he was losing when he started trading it, I think he might have had like a win or two at first, and then he started losing. His mindset and what he said out loud on the stream, or I think it was on the stream, he was like, when I back tested it, it had a 55% win rate, but because of how good the risk to reward ratio is, it's profitable. So he said, yeah, it kind of sucks that I lost it. I think it might have been like 3 days in a row or something. He said, but the only thing I keep in my head is that the more losses I take, the closer I am to a win, because it's very mechanical. He doesn't have to think about it, and that's one of the reasons why he wanted to trade it, is because he doesn't have to think about anything. He knows that based on the edge that he saw for the last 6 months with all the different market conditions, he has a 55% win rate. So if you lose 3 days in a row, you're likely coming up on a win. And guess what? The very next day he won. Nah, I plead the fifth. Nah, not NQ. NQ does have that good. Used to wear makeup every single day. Really? What made you stop, Amelia? Did 1K at the first 5 minutes of opening, but last week I lost 3K, even though being up 12K for the month. Markets were choppy last week. Yeah. Look, yes, order flow. Yeah, like when you know your edge, you just have to be okay with it, right? And as long as you, like I said, maintain your risk parameters, your risk management, and you can maintain the psychological part of trading, you'll be okay. As long as you don't go on tilt, right? Because let's be honest, and most people's problem with trading, they're not okay with being wrong, which makes them go on tilt, right? Makes them lose accounts and things like that. Not wanting to be wrong is also the reason why people don't have good risk management. It's also the reason why people want to continue to add to losers, even though the market is clearly showing them that it's a downtrend. They continue to add because they just know the market's going to pop up, right? So if you can maintain those things and you have edge, you being 0 for 3 today is not a, it is a big deal for us, like when we're losing, right? Because we don't want to lose. We don't, and it's not, sometimes it's not about being wrong. We just don't want to lose, right? But when you look at the bigger picture and the grand scheme of things, your red day is not, it doesn't have that much of an effect. Now, if though you can identify like, yeah, okay, I'm 0 for 3 today. Let me go back and look at this and wait a minute. I do kind of remember maybe like last week, there was a day that kind of looked like this. Let me see. Oh, wait, I lost on that day too. Let me identify what in the market causes me to lose on these particular kind of days. But if you can't identify anything, it's just a loss. It just is what it is for this week, maybe, or maybe just, hey, the volatility is not as high, or because some people like are really good trend traders, right? But if it's like a slow move up, they don't do well, right? If it's a slow grind, they don't do well. But if it's just moving and popping and going, they do really well. So you just have to identify what's the difference between today, because you haven't had like an 0 and 3 day in a long time, right? Oh, we done. NQ a busted. Dang, hold on. Yep, it turns to win. Yeah, the L showed me not to jump in too early or too late. Yeah, absolutely. And like, I think that's what gets me most about people who are so upset about the new Apex rules with the 30% unrealized drawdown and the 5-to-1 risk to reward ratio. And they feel like Apex is trying to trap them by allowing DCA again. They didn't say that you had to DCA. You're deciding to do that. You're deciding to do that because you don't want to be wrong. Like I saw someone come into Nutty's stream and said that this other particular streamer, he knows how to trade. They're denying him because he's going down too much in his trades. Well, then that means according to Apex's rules, he doesn't know how to trade. It's that simple. It's literally that simple. And for me, I understand that no strategy is going to be 100%. I understand that we're never going to be precise on well, even me. I have a whole chart trader that enters for me at the close of the bar, and I still sometimes miss it. So then I have to sell click in or buy click in and things like that. We can't be 100% precise with our entries, right? But if you are constantly going down on your account more than 30% of your available profit or drawdown, at what point, and this is a serious question for people that are like this, at what point do you take a step back and say, hey, my trade usually does work out in the end, but I go down way too much in drawdown. Let me figure out, let me do my due diligence of going through my strategy, most of them don't journal, going through and figuring out how do I time my entries better so that I don't go through so much drawdown. Why is that not the thing? Why is it that Apex is after you and you're so stuck on how much money you would have made if you weren't denied for the rules that you decided to break? Why are people so... There was somebody who came in Trade Kage in Cayenne's Discord yesterday, I think, or the day before. Somebody said something about Apex and he said Apex is a scam. So we like, all right, well, why is Apex a scam? They denied my payout, blah, blah, blah. So come to find out, and I'm going to go, actually, let me go open it up. Hold on. Because I'm gonna open it up on my Discord on my computer so I can show you their trade performance. And this is nothing against this person. But after this happens, somebody said, at this point, I'm starting to believe that it's people like this who are spreading FUD about the Apex rules being so terrible and how people are just unjustly getting denied. I'm like, yeah, hold on. I'm going to show you guys. Let me go here. As image in main lounge. Hold on, I got y'all. Because I was just like, so Apex is a scam because you didn't follow the rules. And this person apparently trades, I think he said he traded like 170 some contracts on crude oil. He trades a personal account. So yeah, so this was the denial for risk management. Let me save the image real quick. And then, all right, here it goes. Now you can't completely see because really the MAE is the most important thing. But this was the person's account. Okay. This is a 50K account. Do y'all see what the max drawdown is? $2,000. So you're upset about getting denied when your max drawdown was $2,000 on a 50K account. Why is Apex a scam exactly? I don't understand. I just don't understand. And if you're trading that many contracts on a personal account, he did say that he was just trying out prop firms and blah, blah, blah. And we're like, look, props have their rules. If you trade in 177 contracts on crude oil in a personal account, why are you in props? I don't understand. But if you're going to be in props, you need to at least learn the rules and not go around saying Apex is, because if they didn't correct him that day, he would have continued to go around telling people that Apex is a scam because they denied him for improper risk management and he didn't break any rules. Well, you can clearly see that he did. Now, again, your max drawdown in the NinjaTrader performance tab is a lot different from your MAE per trade. However, based on what he was saying, he definitely violated the 30% unrealized drawdown rule. Definitely. Even if his drawdown wasn't in one trade or at one point in time was not fully $2,000, I know it was more than $750. I could tell. You can just tell. Oh, dudes who trade for S&B and Y, they only win 40% of the time, but they win the biggest among their colleagues. 40% is good, especially as long as you have at least a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. Yeah, made only 630. Girl, did you say only? Made only 630 in profit per market in my personal. I'm working on getting consistent 1K or more in profits on A+ setups by journaling. Journaling is everything. And then you have people who aren't even copy trading. They're trading so, or they might copy like this group and that group, and they can't even tell you if they violated any rules because Oh, I don't know really what was going on in that account. Like, so many people are like that. And I'm not targeting one person. There are so many people that are like that. They don't journal. They have no idea what trades they took, how long they were in the trades, what the drawdown. They have no idea. So then how can you turn around and be mad at Apex? Because you can't even do anything to defend yourself on the denial because you have no idea what the hell you did to begin with. If I ever got denied a payout, I'm raising hell because I know I ain't break no damn rules. And based on my journaling, based on the trade performance in NinjaTrader, I know it's going to always show that I didn't break any rules. But when you can't even show anything, how can you be mad at anybody but yourself? And how can you say out of 10 accounts, I know I did the wrong thing on 8, but I know for sure on this one I didn't, but then this other one I really don't know. Listen, you did the same shit on all 10 accounts. Like, stop. Total lack of accountability, and they should not be trading. I 100% agree, because then you get all of these people who are rallying behind you. First of all, when you have so many people who are accomplices, who are not going to keep it real with you, you're never going to get better. You're never going to get better. You have to have somebody that tells you, nuh-uh, that's not right. That's not right. If I ever did something and I'm going around spreading false information, I would expect that the community that I am building here with you guys, y'all like, nah, Key, hold on. That ain't what they said, or that's not what's going on, you know? But there's no accountability when everybody is taking your side, even when you're wrong, and that's not okay. It's not okay. Trading is like dating. You have to adjust and can't stay stuck in your ways. Absolutely. Part of the KH. But he's single and tells everyone, nah, he ain't single, baby. He married. He big married too. But that's the only thing that really bothers me right now. Like, we talked about this a couple of days ago where I said, like, you know, with a lot of the new rule changes with Apex, so many people have been coming out and saying like, hey, this made me a better trader. Same thing just happened in that Discord. I think that same day somebody said, I ain't even gonna lie, I didn't like the rules at first, but I'm a better trader now because of it. Is it gonna make everybody a better trader? No, not necessarily. The new rules don't help me become a better trader because that's not my problem. My problem is my strategy, not me going 10 to 1, you know, and risking my whole account. That's not my problem. But I just want people to take accountability for what they're doing and stop this BS and having their minions go around repeating the same shit. Like, stop having, and they're not having people do this, but to see people's supporters, I don't want to call people minions, to see people's supporters coming in other people's stream trying to take up for them. When we look at the same videos, we hear this person saying certain things. We hear this person over here saying certain things. What are we talking about? And then I don't know, this is gonna be the last thing, and I'm gonna go through the accounts and I'm gonna get out of here because I want to start prepping stuff to cook Thanksgiving stuff. I don't know if you guys saw, but recently Methodical Man put out a video about trades by Matt a couple of days ago. He was just basically saying like, what's going on? You know, he's not showing his P&L. Did he lose his accounts again? You know, all these other things, yada, yada, yada. So I went through the comment section of that video when it first came out, like a couple hours after it came out. And I think I went through it again yesterday. And because I wanted to see if anybody who actually watches Matt's live streams, because I only catch the recaps, and usually by the time the recaps come out, the actual live stream is gone. And so I wanted to see if anybody who watches him consistently said whether or not, you know, he has shown his P&L here and there. But somebody had made a comment saying like, it's kind of weird that some YouTubers made so much money in the first couple, like literally $300,000 in the first couple of months of the year, you know, the first 6-7 months of the year, and they have barely made any money since then. Now, we all know market conditions change and things like that, and people in their conspiracies with mad of, oh, he's purposely losing our streams so that people will follow him and do the same thing and lose their accounts, and it's a deal he has with Apex, all this stupid stuff. But Matt actually addressed it. I don't think he was necessarily addressing, well, he could have been addressing Methodical, but in his recap think it was yesterday, he was basically saying that he decided to stop showing his P&L because of the pressure of doing so. He said that it would be so many people who come into his stream, and it probably was after he withdrew the what 69,420 to get to over 300,000. He said it was people that would come into his stream, and when they would ask about his P&L, and when he would click their name, that was their only channel activity, always asking him what the balances were, what the P&L was. And he said it just put too much pressure on him, which I understand. The biggest problem though is that it looks shady. And it looks shady because of what his past is. You know, he has a history of losing on stream and then coming into the Discord and saying, hey, I traded a little bit more and now we're back green. And he did that a lot. And that's why a lot of people don't trust him. They like him as a person, but they don't really trust him. So him being transparent and showing his balances and his P&L every day helped people to trust him again. And so now he kind of took that away, and you know, people have just questioned whether he's gotten any payout since. Now, based on Nutty's videos, because we know that Nutty does the payout videos, right? Nutty always scrolls through the list every single payout cycle. And I think that since the last time Matt put out the video about getting a payout, I don't think I've seen Matt on the list. And even if you look at Nutty's all-time list, I don't think that Matt's numbers have moved. And people have the right for privacy. I told y'all I'm gonna be super private. Y'all are gonna know, hey, I took a $2,000 withdrawal, and y'all gonna be able to multiply it by 3 to know I really got a 6,000. Because at the end of the day, I have to make sure that I'm keeping myself safe as a Black woman, right? People do have their right to privacy, yes. And people also have their right to go on a losing streak. But I think that some people who follow him, who respect him, are just a little leery about him not being transparent. Because if you can be transparent during your winning times, and he's obviously being transparent about losing, because he still puts out his recaps even if he took 2 losses, even if he took a loss, even if he ended up red. But they feel like the lack of transparency on where his P&L is each day is a little iffy. So Amelia, they can opt out of it, but I'm not sure. Okay, so before, whenever you opted out, there was just stars that they would put the first initial and then stars. Okay. Then at one point, when they allowed you to opt out, your name wasn't there at all. But then they realized that they needed to go back to the other way. I think, number one, I think that when they don't put the name there at all, it messes up the counter. You know how Apex has the counter of how much money they've paid out total or for the last 90 days. I think it might have been messing up that counter if the person's name wasn't in there at all. And then also, you know, you do give Apex the right to publicize it. And so I'm pretty sure that months ago they made it to where even if you ask them to keep you anonymous, you have to still keep the first initial stars, and it has to show where you're from. I think. But yeah. And hey, if he's on a losing streak, hey, you just on a losing streak, and that's fine. But I do think it's kind of, I get him on the pressure thing. I was just talking to Trade Kage about this. He was showing me a private conversation that he was having with another YouTuber, and they were just talking about how like my channel should be bigger than what it is. And I told Kage, I said, well, first of all, I have another channel with 18,000 subscribers. I get comments literally every day coming to my phone. I just don't answer them because I abandoned the channel 6 years ago. But I told him, I said, I know how to grow my channel. There are certain things that I'm purposely not doing so that I don't grow my channel, because I don't want to have to deal with trolls in this moment. When I am focused on fixing my strategy, journaling, I don't want to deal with trolls. I just don't. I want the people who tune into me every day to be here because you guys are supporting me on my journey of, you know, getting to payouts and profitability and developing my strategy and stuff. So there are certain things that I'm just not doing purposely. I don't want to deal with certain stuff. Okay. Sometimes you just deal with enough in real life. You don't want to deal with internet people, not idiots that I don't want to deal with that. Right. So I told him, that's part of it. And when Matt was talking about certain things, I'm like, I've always said, like, I did this for accountability and to grow a small community of people, because besides my best friend and a couple of other people that I know who trade, most of the other people that I know who trade don't trade futures, right? So I just wanted to build a community. I don't care about being the number one day trader on YouTube. I don't care about that. I just don't, right? That's not why I'm here. So I don't really care about certain things, but I mean, obviously, I would love to continue to grow a community, yes. But some of the things that some of them have to deal with, baby, listen, once this channel grows to a certain point, most of you here will be mods and y'all just take care of it. Y'all know what I do and don't want to see. Just take care of it for me. I was in Matt's live one day and he was going off on a guy. The guy told him he did better when he didn't have all the break-even stops. That could be true though. I mean, break evens can help you sometimes, and then other times you're stopping a little too early. Now, when I watch his recaps, it kind of seems like when he's getting into certain trades, if the momentum is not there, he does move his break even kind of fast. Like when he's usually, because he goes for 10 points. So usually if the momentum's not there, he's in the trade a little too long and he's up 4 or 5 points, he will move the break even kind of quickly, which I understand. But the biggest thing is that some people forget why a lot of people started on YouTube, right? I've had people come into my stream, especially when I first started, trying to give me, you need to trade time-based charts. You need to do this. And I simply told them they need to shut the hell up. I'm here to share my journey. If YouTubers wanted people's advice, which obviously you're on a public platform, so you're opening yourself up to scrutiny anyway, right? And certain things are not bothersome. Suggesting things, coming in and saying, hey, I'm looking for a long hair, none of that stuff bothers me. But when you tell me what I need to do, now we have a problem, because everybody trades differently. If I need to do those things, that would mean that everybody who does those things would be profitable, and more than likely they would not, because there's so much subjectivity that goes into trading. You can have 10 people looking at the same exact chart and all 10 people would make different decisions, right? So that's the only thing that bothers me. Even people, when Nutty didn't get his first payout for a whole year. And the only thing I ever said to Nutty was, hey, I don't know if you noticed this, because I noticed he doesn't pay attention to one of the, he still doesn't, one of the indicators on his chart. I was like, hey, I don't know if you noticed this, but a lot of times when you're taking trades, you're literally going against this indicator that is actually pretty good based on the settings that you have. And maybe if you follow what the indicator says to do, you would probably like not have to deal with so much like going counter trend and stuff. And I literally told him, I said, this is not advice. I just didn't know if you paid attention to this, because we can all have things on our chart that we're not really paying attention to. You throw it on your chart because you're like, oh, I think this would be a good indicator, and then you don't pay attention to it, right? But the number of people who felt it so necessary to tell him how he can't trade and you need to do this and all of these things. And look, he's hit almost $200,000 in payouts this year, because he just needed to take that first year to develop what he needed to develop for himself, what works for him, his personality, the times he's able to trade, and things like that. He actually just revealed yesterday, I think it was, he looked at his TradeZella and noticed that his best trading is after 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock my time. He said, I almost need to just not trade. Like when I tell y'all, when he looked at the time thing, in the very beginning of the session, like the first couple hours, it was like red, 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 green, red, 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 red. And then when he looked after 12 o'clock, I think there might have only been 1 or 2 time slots, small time slots that were red. Everything else was green. But if he didn't have his journal, he wouldn't know that that was even a thing. So many ways to trade. I scalp, do reversal trade, and order flow. Exactly. There's so many ways to trade. If there was one way that worked for everybody, the market wouldn't be what it is, because everybody would be sitting here waiting on the same thing. The market literally would not move. You have to find what works for you. And if you trade the first like hour and a half like me, what works for me is not going to work for somebody who wants to trade at lunchtime, who wants to trade or doesn't have the time to trade except in the evening, right? And everything doesn't work for everyone's personality. I've said from the beginning, the going DCAing and going 4-to-1 risk to reward ratio and going so far in drawdown, baby, that don't work for my brain. I don't care how much payouts I get. I'm gonna still feel like I can't trade, because why do I have to make money by going so far negative first? That doesn't work for how I think, right? But some people just forget that. They think that what they have is the holy grail and that's just it. And it's weird to me. People are weird. All right, but I'm about to get off my soapbox because I'm hot. And I need to go start cooking a little bit, and I need to go walk my mile. All right, so these are the accounts right here. Like I said, I doubled the contracts on the one Top Step account that renews on Wednesday. I'm going to do the same thing Friday if I decide to trade. I do plan later on tonight, I'm going to go look at the Friday after Thanksgiving from last year just to see what the volatility and the volume look like, and also see if my strategy would even work under those conditions, which it should be able to. So more than likely I will be back on Friday, but we're going to double contracts until then. So I'm back in the green overall on the Apex account here. And then with these two, it looks like, let's see, the middle one is the one that renews next Wednesday. So I have about $520 left to get back to full drawdown. And then I'm not really sure. I think I'm about $200 back to full drawdown on the other Top Step account. So green day, I'm happy with it. This week actually has not been very bad. Break even on Monday, negative $200. Yesterday, green today. So I should be almost back green for the entire week, which is nice. So we'll see what Friday brings. We'll see. Passing you out today. Super nervous, don't want to blow it. Congratulations, Paul. What prop firm? It was live because I don't have friends and family that trade. They say I'm gambling. Paul, don't listen to them people, because baby, let me tell you something. You make some real good money, they're gonna be wanting some of that gambling money. And guess what you could tell them? Go to the casino and gamble. Since I gamble, you go gamble for your money. See ya, Amelia. See ya. Oh, I'm definitely gonna eat good. I'm gonna let y'all know how everything turns out. I told y'all this is my first time making this duck and dress, and it better turn out good too. Apex, your 25th eval. That's not bad, Paul. Listen, there are people with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, 1,000. That is not bad. Congratulations. Yep, don't follow the hype. Be you, do you. You know, do what works for you. You passed the eval for a reason. I mean, now if you was a DGen and just full port, that might be a little bit different. But what got you to pass the eval, continue to do that. Keep the same psychology. You know, don't go on tilt. Follow your strategy. Journal. Reflect after every session. And get to that payout. And you're going to be just fine. Just fine. And make sure you continue tuning in to let us know your progress, because we like talking about our progress over here, even our lack thereof. I talk about my lack thereof all the time. All right, y'all, but I'm gonna get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, enjoyed the video, enjoyed the talk today. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early Friday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your holiday. Please be safe, you guys. Eat good like Amelia said, and I will see you guys Friday. Bye, guys.